Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to our next part of the show, and the last part. And sometimes we gotta make sure of things are going right the same as we planned. So let's just gonna see if it's going as we planned. Okay, so we were at the exercise number 4. Okay, so I asked you to do it, and did you do it? If not, let's just gonna do it with me, okay? I don't mind about that because it is summer. Who wants to do it? Especially on the day that is the end of a month. Who cares? I am caring about that. I care, okay? So, which one of those 3 statements, A to B to C, which one is making a point, which one is acknowledging an opposing point, which one is restating the original point? So, which one? First, making a point, which one? A, B, or C? Yes, it is C. My view is that space exploration is worth the money that is spent on it. Okay, so making a point. My view is that it is for making a point. So, number 1. Number 2. Which one is acknowledging an opposing point? A or B? Acknowledging. Yeah, it will be A. Yes, admittedly, this money could be used for other things closer to home. For example, for helping the children who live in poverty. And number 3, for restating the original point, it will be, nevertheless, I still believe that space missions are a good use of public money. Okay, so to sum up, restate the original point from the beginning of the discussion to the end, you gotta make your own point for one point that leads from the beginning to the end. So, that would be for using nevertheless, I would still believe that. And admittedly, for making an opposing point, you agree with that for a little bit. You can say, admittedly, this money could be used for blah, 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 blah. For discussing for the topic that they give us about. Okay, they need to talk about. So, they want us to talk about. Okay, so, for those we have done in the exercise number 4, and the exercise number 5, they're just gonna say that we have to add the phrases from the exercise number 4 to the correct group. So there are 3 groups, like the same as the 3 groups that they wanted us to add sentences A to C to, like making a point, acknowledging an opposing point, and restating the original point. So, this is just put the red phrases, okay? So, for the first part, making a point, you chose in the exercise number 4, that is, my view is that. So, 1C in the exercise number 4, so, exercise number 5, making a point, my view is, okay? Put that down. Number 2, acknowledging an opposing point. In the exercise number 4, you said that it is A. Admittedly, so it will be going to the group number 2, acknowledging an opposing point. Group 3, the last one, of course, restating your original point, you will say, nevertheless. Nevertheless, I will still believe that. Okay? So, by completing the board, you can see that there are some other phrases that you can use. Example, for making a point, you can not only say my view is, you can also say in my opinion. That is very basic, okay? We gotta know that. Or second, we can use as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned. Or you can say personally, I believe that. So for making a point, you can use those 4 phrases. Also, for the part about acknowledging an opposing point, you can say it is true that, like you are agreeing for the opponent's opinion. It is true that I would not deny that, blah, 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 blah. Of course, we have to accept that, like you are agreeing your opponent's points. So that is how respectful for your both ideas of yourself and your opponent's idea. So that would make the connection for speaking with about the presentation. So that would be a strong point for the friendship and speaking. Okay. So like you say, oh, I don't agree about that. No, you sometimes your idea is good, but your friend's idea is also good too. So for both, okay. So my idea is good, but your is also good too. So may I take your idea? No, that is not. Okay. Your score is like going to 10, then it would take the number 1 out. Basic joke. Number 3, restating your original point. Restate your original point. So that means what you talk at the beginning, you gotta follow that to the end. Okay, not by hearing the opponent's point, then you take the opponent's point. That, oh, I agree, your idea, my idea sucks. No, that's not. You gotta prove that you have a strong point from your beginning, from your talk at the beginning to the end. It's still a strong point, no matter how the opponent's point is good or bad. We don't care. We're still gonna keep it from the top of our speaking to the end. Okay, so to restate that, you can use some of the phrases including however, this doesn't alter my view that. Very strong. Or you can say that, but I would still say that. Another strong one. Or you can say, but having said that, I still think that about what. You will add that into the dots, okay? So then, number 7, we can have some of other phrases for your talk would be going a little bit more sweet, because you can use some other phrases in your speaking. You can say for outlining the issue. You can say some people think that, others maintain that. So not only you talk about that, you should think for the people outside in social. What do they think about that? Okay, like for the environment, you think that we should reduce the by not using the some of the trashes. Do not throw that to the ground. That is basic. But some people outside, they say, oh, like that, just speak like that. You gotta change your behavior. From you gotta correct it from your behavior. Don't say that always put that into the dustbin. That is basic. Everybody knows about that. But when you see it, it's just like your habit to see the ground then throw that to the ground. So that is just like a normal habit. So that change from the personality, change it from yourself first, so that it's just like the other people thoughts about that. So we would outline the issue by saying some of the phrases like that. Or you can say giving your view, giving your own view. You can say the way I look at it. How do you look at it? My own view is that. So how do you look into the situation? What do you think about that? Or you can also list your points, folks. Firstly, secondly, finally. So that would make your speaking even more attached, okay, to each other from the beginning to the end, okay? Like the points you are making are in order, okay? So it would be together, and strong points together. It won't be out at any time. Giving examples, like for examples such as, or for instance, a lot for phrases to use. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Goodbye and good night. That is it, folks. Goodbye, good night. Okay, so you can use those phrases around the exercise number 5 and the exercise number 7. So that will make your speaking will be going great at your oral examinations. Okay, so goodbye, good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, enjoy your water next to you, folks. Looking forward to the future. Be optimistic.